As the country looks forward to another general elections come 2027, the House of Representatives is considering a bill to amend the 2022 Electoral Act to make voting mandatory for all Nigerians who have attained the age of 18. The bill, which is sponsored by the Speaker, Tajuddin Abbas, proposed a 6 months imprisonment or fine of not more than 100,000 naira for any registered voter convicted for failing to exercise his or her franchise during national and state elections, as well as local council polls in the country. Correspondent Raymond Kettenbata went to the streets to sample the opinion of some citizens on the proposed bill.
Well, for me, it's not really necessary because you know the way the country is now, no transparency. So I really believe that if I really want to vote for someone, I'll do it freely, not being under duress, like forcing the president to do whatever I want to do. So the law it's not just, how will I say, it's not necessary. And the government doesn't really have that right to force us to do what we don't want to do.
So personally, I feel as individuals in this country, but it's like your responsibility. Like by that age of 18, you should have the voter's card. But I don't see any reason why it should prosecute me for not voting. Because the way the country is going now, even if I vote, like if you have to say, oh, even if I vote, my vote might not really count. Look at the last election, people's votes were not counted. There were cases of like rigging and stuff like that. So I feel like having the voter's card is a responsibility. Yes, you should have, because it's a form of like self-identification too, that you belong to the country. But saying that you're persecuting me for not voting, when deep down we know that this my vote might not even count, is wrong. I feel like the government should work on modifying, they should work on redefining the INEC body rather than prosecuting us. So they should, instead of saying they will prosecute us for not voting because of the mindset we have that our votes will not count, they should work on working on the INEC, the body that influences the decisions.
The truth is that we're supposed to vote, but I don't think that if anyone does not vote, we will prosecute and arrested. Because number one, sometimes our vote is not used to count. That's the reason why everybody bias in terms of vote. If they can promise us that the election will count, our vote will be count, people will come out. The INEC have to turn back for our vote to count. Because always, all the years that our vote are not used to count, they need to turn back on their vote. Because the ones that we do, we see outcome of that will not work perfectly.
I voted PDP for Peter Obi when he came under PDP as a vice presidential candidate. I also voted for the last election because of the obedient movement, because we all want to see something new in Nigeria. However, I would like to say that I don't think votes count. So if votes count, we want to vote and we'll be happy to vote and choose the right leader. But in a situation whereby you just go and vote and we are thinking that they will transmit it electronically from the beavers to the right, from there to the board, or as the case may be, not knowing that everything is still on paper, and which most of the voters are not happy, and they don't believe there is integrity in election. No, I think it's bad, because you have to prove to people that elections are transparent. Because me coming to vote, being on the queue from morning till afternoon, and my vote doesn't count, I know how painful it is, because I would rather use that my time to do something that is productive. However, if votes can count, I think they can go on with the new bill. They should just transmit the vote from the polling unit down to anywhere they are doing it electronically. Yes, or they can use BVN or NIM to do those votes, because we believe that vote doesn't count. I have friends that move from Enugu to Anambra just to vote, denying themselves from other basic things and their family. However, they came back disappointed, and they strongly believe that their vote doesn't count, that they cannot repeat such mistake. So even if they want to bring a new bill that if you doesn't vote, that you'll be fine, I think they should make sure that there is transparency in the system. And once there is transparency in the system, yes, they can do anything they want to do. But as it stands, me, I cannot just go and vote, because that I would prefer to be sleeping at my house because of what I experienced in the last election. So I'm just disappointed in everything called INEC. I'm totally disappointed because you cannot get a right leader without making this the process of getting that right leader transparent.
The fact that there are so many registered voters and it's not everybody that registered that have access to the PVC. Like personally, I've done registration on several occasions, but I've not gotten access to my own personal voter's card, which means you can't guarantee the fact that when somebody comes to vote, the vote will be counted, because there are on several occasions when the candidate don't have access to the voter's card, which means that voter's card can be used without the person that owns it participating in the election. So there should be a law that regulates, or there should be a law that give access to those that registered to easily access their PVC. There should be enough security to guarantee the likes of the citizens, because so many polling units cannot guarantee the safety of the citizens in terms of the crisis that occurs in the polling units. I've done registration in Enugu here. In Enugu, I've not gotten access to my PVC. I did it in my state. I'm from Kogi State. I did it in my state years back. I didn't have access to my PVC. So when you talk about even those that are of age that are supposed to be voting, they don't really have the confidence in the system, because the system is not providing the medium through which they can easily access their PVC. There are so much stress in order to get PVC. Going to polling unit, they will direct you to another locations. From another locations, that is how they will frustrate you before you can gain access to the PVC. It becomes so cumbersome and stressful.
The law is not necessary to the people. You cannot come out and start telling the people that if you on election day, if you didn't come out and vote, they will arrest you and they jail you for 6 months. It's not done in any country in this world. You understand? Everybody has the right to vote. You understand? So it's not a must that you will force someone to come out and vote. The reason why I said that it's not a must is because years back we have been coming out to vote. After voting, they will not give us the right person that we voted for. You understand? I think the people is tired. You understand? Except something is done about it, then people can start coming out again to vote. It's by allowing the people to make a choice to vote out who they want as their president or as their governor. You understand? That is the only way they can gain the people's trust back. The wrong thing they are doing now is, after promising us that they will give us steady lights, building roads for us, at the end, those things they promised to us will not achieve it. We will not even see any of it. You understand? So I think it's high time we need to make a right choice if the only they want